What's up, people? You know who it is? It's Ted T. Some of y'all saw me go live yesterday at the radio station, and I didn't get a chance to get the interview, but you'll see it. I had a cameraman on site, so you'll definitely get a chance to see, if not all, but most of the interview how it went out here in LA. But I told myself I'm gonna start going live a whole lot more. When I feel something in my heart, I feel that I need to address some issues, or just getting something off my chest, or just something to help somebody out, and then that's what I do. So, like I said, I'm out here in LA, man. I'll be back to Texas real soon. So I wanted to speak on dealing with it, some of our daily issues, some of our life issues, man. Just dealing with it. I look back at my life and I see some of the things that I didn't deal with, and now it's starting to deal with me. And so, what's up, Sandy? It's my accountability coach. So I really want you guys to know that dealing with your past as soon as possible. Don't let it manifest. Don't let it get to the point where it starts to deal with you. Because when it starts dealing with you, it won't be so pretty. You got to pay it all back, and you got to pay it back with interest. And what I mean by interest is, well, we all know, we grown here. We know what interest means. We know if I give you $1 today, then next week, you know what I'm saying, I got to pay you back $5. So the longer you let it manifest, the longer you let it go, what will happen is you got to pay it back 10 times, 20 times, whatever it may be. Man, I dealt with some things in my past that's been crazy. It was, trauma that I dealt with, things that I within the last, I'm gonna say about the last 5 or 6 years, I just been coming out with it. Those that know me, that's in my circle, that's close with me, know that I dealt with some things as a kid. I went through molestation as a child, and I was 4 years old, and it's a book coming out about it. I got to finish my first book, but dealing with being molested as a child, and growing up as an adult, holding on to a secret and holding on to something, and it's gonna come out. You may not say it, you may not confess it, you may not even talk to anybody about it, but somehow through your action, it's gonna come out, and it's gonna come out. Sometimes it's gonna be real ugly, sometimes it's gonna be real sad, and so there's a lot of things I had to deal with. And I'm still dealing with something that happened to me at 4 years old, and it's still affecting me now at 40. So I'm putting it out there that we got to deal with a lot of our issues, and even our kids. Some stuff, in the community where I'm from, and some communities, we like to sweep things under the rug. We think a kid go forget. We think, after a while things are forgotten about. But no, it's something that happened to me, and I addressed it with my parents, and they was like, wow, you remember that? And it was like, yeah. And so it was something I held on to, and I didn't tell nobody. I just held on to this thing, and I would have these nightmares. I would have these moments in my life where, I was alone. It was just me by myself, and I couldn't talk to nobody about it. I thought, somebody look at me different, or I'd be judged, and all these different things. And which it was, even when I came out, I was judged. People said things about me, but at that time I was mature. I was mature enough to handle it. So I just want you guys to know, man, it's some things in your past that you got to deal with. We grew up not talking to counselors or thinking a counselor, that old saying, what happened in this house, or what happened in this family, or what happened, around here stays here. No, that's not to be true. That's not to be true. You need to talk to somebody, be it a professional, or just get it out. And so once I started getting it out, man, I started feeling a whole lot better. But it took so much out of me to get it out, to really start screaming. And I was already talking about it. I teach school. Most of you know that's my day job, but I'm in the school system, and I see kids acting out, and it reminds me of myself. And so that kid is screaming out for help. That kid is screaming out for help, and we say, oh, they bad, or oh, that's a fast little girl, or that's a mannish little boy, and all these. No, they crying out. And they don't know any other way to cry out. Because they don't know how to speak and talk about their feelings. They don't know how to talk about something that happened to them it's a confused stage for them. So listen to the signs, or not only listen to the signs, but see the signs and understand like that kid is crying out. When that kid acting out, that kid doing certain things, and especially when it comes to the point where it's a all of a sudden type thing. Right? It's an all of a sudden type thing, and it's a cry out. And so me dealing with molestation, man, here it is. It's infected my. It's not infected. It's affected my marriage. You know, it affected my relationships in the past with different people. It affected my relationship just period with people, and my trust and things that I dealt with. You know, it's just hard for me to trust. I always had a saying that I don't trust you far as I can see you, and I would say that, but I really meant that. You know, if I don't see you, I don't trust. You know, I don't put it past anybody to do anything. And so, like I said, man, it's to the process of I had to address the issue, and especially with my black men. I know my women, you know, they got the Me Too movement going, but man, we feel that, you know, it's beneath us, or, you know, man up, or I'm strong, or I can get through this. No, bro. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. I didn't cry more at 40 than I did at the age of 4. And I'm here to say, man, hey, get the proper help right now. I know it's some of y'all going, you know, you holding on to secrets, you holding on to these little things that's been happening to you. And trauma don't always have to be molestation type thing. You know, I dealt with just in the neighborhood I grew up in Eastwood and Stop 6, you know, and just growing up in the neighborhood, man, I remember walking to school seeing a dead body. You know, I can go on and on, man, things that I was exposed to as a youngster, and all that stuff just kind of, it just, man, it built, and, you know, it got me to the point where I wasn't speaking about it, and I was holding on to it, and I started to act out on those things that I was holding on to, and then, like I said, it'll come out. So I want to encourage you guys to get help, and if you see your kids, you see any kids that you know, that you feel that's acting out, that's a little bit irrational, a little bit over the top, you know, talk to somebody to get that kid help. You can't do it, you know, yourself, but you can talk to someone. You can talk to a parent, whatever, you know, put that kid in the bed, you know, do what you can do. And so I just asked that, man, and like I said, I'm starting a group, you know, with the guys that, you know, want to come out, and we just have some dialogue with it. And, you know, I talked to my Breed Youth family about it, and a couple of guys came out, and, you know, we just had dialogue, and how the issues that they had was it was similar to mine. We had very similar issues, and it took me to do with my man CJ from Breed You. CJ had us on this thing about reverse engineering, so I want to know, why do I think the way that I think? Why do I act the way do I act? So what happened was, as I started peeling back those onions, I'm peeling back the onions, then I started to understand, okay, it led all the way back to childhood trauma. And went to counseling, still in counseling, and that's what it was. You know, I knew it, but I just wanted to talk to a professional to really get help, to really help myself, and not only help myself, but help other people. So, man, it's nothing but love, man. You know, it's not, you know, people like, you go expose yourself like that, you go put yourself out there like that, bro. If I can help somebody on something that I feel short at, if I can help somebody, if I can help one person, you know, that's why I do what I do. That's why I speak. That's why I talk. That's why I educate. That's why I do those things. I don't do that for entertainment. I don't do that for fun. I don't do that for fulfillment. You know, I don't even do it for $1. I do it to help the next person, man. And, you know, my homegirl Mimi put up a quote yesterday, said, hurt people. You know, she was apologizing to all the people she was hurting while she was hurting. You know, and that's all me. You know, I hurt a lot of people. I hurt a whole lot of people, and I do apologize. I apologize openly. I apologize to those people that I took advantage of, those people that I kind of disregarded your feelings, or disregarded how you felt about me. You know, it was all about me. It was all about getting what I want. You know, all about this selfish act, and it was, you know, due to those things. It's not an excuse, but it's just, you know, you got to call a spade a spade. And so There's much love out there. There's much love. If you need to get help, man, just find, hey, it's easy to go on Google. That's all I did. I just started Googling things and trying to figure out, why do I act this way? Why do I think this way? And I mean, it led all the way up to, man, I'm talking about things from a kid all the way to now, how I perceived life, how I looked at life, how selfish I was, how inconsiderate, all those things, man. And, until I put myself in a position to get help, I wasn't no good to nobody. But, I'm in a good space right now. I'm still going through some things. I had a series of losses here recently. And it's been tough on me, but I've been able to bounce back, man, through prayer, through support, through just surrounding myself with good, positive people. And that's another thing, man. Get yourself around some positive people, man. It's so contagious to be positive. It's so contagious. Even negativity is contagious. People can spread that negativity, man, and it'll become you. You can go in there, with this negative notion of life, and you start to put yourself around those people with that negative feeling, and they start, they bitter and mad and resentful and hateful, all those type things. Then you find yourself being more and more that way. But it's just the opposite. When you go to the positive side, you find people that see the better out of life. They see the things that that life has to offer, and they see, okay, it's a page in your life, it's a chapter in your life, get through it and let's go. Those support groups. And that's what I had to do, man. I had to put myself, literally, I had to pay for it. I pay money every month to be in a couple of groups that's basically just about positivity. And I hate that we can't find that organically. There's not enough positive people in the world, enough positive people in your circle that you can just get yourself around those people. Sometimes you got to create it. And so since we have social media, it's a little easier to create and it's easier to find. So I just want you to put yourself around positive people and deal with the past, deal with those issues that that little girl, deal with that little boy. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm dealing with that little boy in me that's still crying, that's still crying out for help. And I hate that I had to go through those things, but it's a learning process, and that's life. The process. It's a process, and I'm willing to share my journey. I'm willing to share my darkest moments, my what we would call secrets. I'm willing to expose myself to help anyone out. Like I said, if you just want to talk, inbox me. We can chat up. We can talk about this. It's no grounds for being shy. No grounds for being bashful or being embarrassed. Let it go. Let it out before it come out another way, and you'll be sorry about it. And hopefully you hadn't done anything to be sorry about. Unlike myself or other people, just let it go. And like I said, if you see any of your youth, any kids you see that's crying out, they cried in the most ugliest ways we know, make sure that kid get help. All right, we don't want that kid to grow into this monster. All right, and sometimes that's what it becomes. It becomes a monster, and it's hard to tame it. And sometimes, it leads to drug use. It leads to being promiscuous. It leads to glutton, overeating. It can lead to all kinds of different things. It can lead to, sometimes even with the diabetes, those eating habits, those things like that. It's due to trauma, and we kind of, we try to medicate it ourselves, and we can't do it. We don't have enough power to medicate it ourselves. We you know what I'm saying, you look to God to guide you in the right direction. Get yourself around positive people. Get yourself around, get yourself a counselor, someone to talk to, and just, let it out. A lot of people wonder why, you running now, my dad was a runner, and so now I started to pick it up, but it was more of a stress reliever. It is a stress reliever. I'm running, I end up losing a few pounds, start eating right, and just, it came from, trying to have that outlet, have a positive outlet, and that's my positive outlet, is running and intensifying my exercise and just doing a little bit more on that end. That's my new found type of stress reliever. So I just want you to find those healthy stress relievers and just get that help that you need. All right, get that help that you need. Google it, find it. If you got any type of trauma, any type of issues, any type of, if something waking you up, if it's something waking you up, you know, that happened years ago, and you just keep having these crazy dreams and crazy thoughts and all that, man, get some help. All right, get some help, for real. All right, hey, I'm gonna let you guys go. I gotta continue on out here in Cali. Got a little bit more work to do today. I appreciate the support, and I want y'all to remember, be ready, stay ready, and be all ready. I'm out, guys.